Kopi Dulu, friends, it's time for our psychic weather forecast. Brian Noe with you from Cards of Light for our Sunday morning spread. Good to have you with us again this week. Let's go to the table for our 4-card tarot reading. We're using the Thoth deck once again. I already shuffled these. Let's take just a moment to get quiet here. Just 2 or 3 soft breaths at the front always help. We'll be looking once again this week at the 4 dimensions of life: the physical, social, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And we'll start with the physical dimension. And we have the Hermit. In the social, emotional, we have 5 of Cups. Well, that card has just been really sticking around a lot lately. In the mental dimension, we have the Wheel of Fortune, or Fortune as it's styled in this deck. And in the spiritual, we have the Hanged Man. So 3 majors and this Pip card from the Suit of Cups this time around. And what a trying week it has been in so many respects, it seems like. See if we can make some sense of what's in the cards for the week to come. Maybe they will give us some clues on how to proceed here. So over here in the physical dimension, we have the Hermit, and this, of course, the card of seclusion, the card of turning our attention inward, the card of following our own inner light. And coming as it does in the physical dimension, this tells me that maybe it is time to back off a little bit from any sorts of aggressive practices that we've had physically. Or certainly anything that we have done in a group, whether that is competitive athletic pursuits, whether that is something to do with financial matters that involves a group of people. It's time to really focus on our own journey and on our own goals here, and not get kind of dragged along with other people's agendas. Physical dimension, of course, representing or covering things like physical health, financial matters, our physical environment, those sorts of things. And so this card is telling me that we really need to rely on our own advice, own direction on some things. So if we're coming into maybe some conflict with others in those areas of our lives, we really need to draw our own inner strength and take our own path in this week to come. Okay, the 5 of Cups here, this is styled disappointment in the Thoth deck. And this card has just come up an awful lot over the past few months here. And I always say it is the card of crying over spilt milk. There is something here in the social or emotional dimension of our lives that we are just gripping onto. Something that did not turn out the way that we wanted it to turn out. And we just haven't, for whatever reason, been able to let it go, or we haven't been willing to let it go. This card's advice, whenever it turns up, is to do that. Let it go, move forward. If this is resonating with you, I'd love to hear what the situation is. But it's good advice for all of us. There are going to be a lot of things in life, lots of times in life where we don't get our way. And doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to make positive changes in our lives or in our society or in the world around us. But when things don't turn out the way we want, then we should not just grip on to that disappointment and that unhappiness. We need to pick up the pieces, move on forward. Up here in the mental dimension, we have Fortune. And this is another card that tells us there's going to be good times, there's going to be bad times, there's going to be ups and downs. That is the nature of life in this material reality, or what we experience as material reality. It's just something that we have to accept. And the way to do that with grace is to hold to this point in the center that does not move. Find that still point. Same kind of approach as the Hermit card here. We need to turn inward and quit getting involved in all of this mess that's flying around us all the time. We need to develop that part of ourselves that is strong, secure, eternal, ageless, timeless, changeless. And then all of these other things that happen, we can take them as they come, because we know that over the long, long, long haul of things, we are eternal spirits that cannot be harmed. And I know that sounds kind of pie in the sky, but it is something that I have come to believe over the past few years. If you disagree with that statement, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to enter into a conversation about that. But anyway, the advice here in the mental dimension for this fortune card is, first of all, usually when this card turns up, it means that we're on an upward turn. So we could maybe expect some good things to come this week, and let's hope so, because let's admit it, this last week was kind of a shit show all the way around. So maybe good things on their way, but also in the mental dimension, this is about where we focus our attention. And again, we need to focus that attention on the things that are timeless, things that don't change based on circumstances outside of us. So that is the great books, the great scriptures, those sorts of things. That's maybe what we should spend some time on this week if we don't have a daily practice of sitting down with a good book of some kind, an ancient scripture of some kind perhaps, and focusing on that and seeing how it speaks to our own life. This is a good week to cultivate that practice. Okay. Hanged Man up here in the spiritual dimension. This is another one about going your own way and not being drawn into other people's agendas and worldviews. It is so easy, particularly here in the United States where I live, to get drawn into what the crowd is doing, what the crowd is talking about, what the crowd is thinking about, political ideologies, all of that kind of stuff. There's a lot of pressure to conform, even for us nonconformists. There's a lot of pressure to do nonconformity the right way. And the Hangman is the card that tells us, look at things from a unique perspective. Look at it from your own perspective and make whatever sacrifices you need to make in order to live your authentic life. So overall, this spread, I think, could not be clearer. It is, in all cases, about taking control of our own thoughts, taking control of our own points of view, turning inward, not following the crowd, and trying to make the best of whatever comes our way, knowing that life is change in what we experience here as material reality. That's the way I would see these 4 cards. I would genuinely love to hear what you think. If you'd like to leave a comment here with the video, you can. If you'd like to reach me privately, you can visit atarotjourney.com. And that website has got a contact button that's got my email address and all. You can get in touch with me there. I think that will do it for this week. I'm going to get back to my coffee, and we'll see you throughout the week for our daily readings on the YouTube Shorts, and also on Thursday for 3-Card Thursday. And in the meantime, be safe out there. I wish you peace. Do take care of yourself, okay?